Well, here's my dad's canoe. This is the before shots. There's some pretty big gouges in here. I don't know if I can get the light right so that we can see them. But you can see the fiberglass all the way through. Pretty big scratches. Front end up here is beefed up. Fiberglass, you can see extra fiberglass. You can see kind of missing gouged fiberglass, and then extra layers of fiberglass that weren't really applied very well. Some along the front here, beefing up that front end. We're going to try to see if we can't smooth some of that out, clean it up. So this is kind of what it looks like. Back up a little bit without falling off the cliff here. That's what it looks like. It doesn't leak, and actually was relatively fast. We took it on a canoe trip and it performed quite well. No leaks. Here, let's roll it over, see what the inside looks like. Just gonna roll it over this way. So this is the inside. There's some like large pools of fiberglass here on the ground that needs to be scraped off, thinned out, redone. But most of it's cosmetic. I think we can get it looking pretty good. And it's gonna be nice to have a canoe. We're sitting in our front yard, and there's the lake. We'll just launch it down here.
There's water.
There's water. Get the boathouse. We'll put it on the edge of the boathouse there. A little lift, and be able to go up the creek that way for a few miles. Gets very nice. So this ought to keep us out of trouble for some of the winter. See if we can't get it cleaned up. Make it look really spiffy. I don't think we'll get rid of all the scratches, but if we get rid of some and smooth out some of the epoxy on the front. Some is kind of rough, but I hear a barred owl.
Yes. We're hearing owls.
Yeah. So that's some of the pooled epoxy. Try to get that cleaned up. Over here we got, you can see all of it, but there's some of the drips. We certainly can get rid of all of that and clean it up. A little early for an owl to be out, but whatever. So this is what it looks like. What do you think?
We'll work on this winter.
Yep. Alrighty. Alright, so we've sanded the canoe down with 60 grit, 80 grit, and 100 grit, and put 2 coats of resin on the gouges, of which there were a ton. If I just went ahead and put on the resin coat, now that it's smooth, you would see the white scratches in the fiberglass mat, and it looks terrible. So it doesn't look like it now, but I've actually taken a colored pencil and colored in all of the gouges. And this dark brown really matches what it will look like after we get the final coat on. So it looks pretty horrid right now, but there's scratches everywhere. But once we get the gel coat on, the final resin coat, which we're about to do here in a minute, those will pretty much disappear. I've been experimenting with the inside of the boat, and it worked out pretty good. So then when we're done, it should be nice and smooth, and you shouldn't really hardly see any scratches. They ought to just pretty much disappear. So we'll see. It's nice and smooth, and like I said, I've done several coats to fill the gouges, and the gouges were pretty significant. But we left the Minnesota Canoe Association sticker on there. But that's where we are right now. All right, well, here it is. It's finished. Took 6 weeks, probably 4 coats of epoxy resin, probably another 4 coats of marine grade varnish, and we got her done. Got it pretty smooth. We filled all the gouges. We couldn't really sand it down to get rid of, the scratches, just because you're down into the fiberglass mat, and there's not much we could do about that. So we just kind of have to leave it this way. This is about as best I think that we could get it. So if we roll her over, if I can do that. My assistant abandoned me. So remember, there had been some lawn chair webbing for seats that were pretty hideous. So now we've got some cane webbing. It's synthetic cane. It took us about 8 hours to go ahead and do those. And they're synthetic because the real material would rot. Real cane. And down in the inside there was some delamination of the fiberglass material that we had to completely tear up and then refiberglass the center to get that to hold together. And also the gunnels were coming apart in a whole bunch of areas, so we had to re-epoxy those and clamp them. So the boat's quite a bit stronger than it was, and I think it looks a lot better. And we've got some new seats, so that all looks pretty good. So next video, we've got a hoist system that we're installing on the boathouse. So we'll show that, and then a little trip up our creek. That ought to do it. Let's do a little video of a walk down to the boathouse and show where we've got the canoe mounted. So we'll go through the living room here, kitchen. Here's Kathy in the kitchen, smiling. Dining area. So we'll go ahead and go at the patio door here. Let's unlock it. So, kind of a little dining patio. Anyway, got some stairs. And the boathouse is down there. So take a little stroll down there so I can go down these stairs without breaking my neck while recording. So it's the middle of October, October 14th. Got a lot of leaves on the ground, but we got about 10 times more still in the trees. Property's just surrounded by hardwoods, which is nice, but oh my god. And they all drop them at different times. So it's like we're raking leaves for the next 3 months. It's kind of the garden area. Those elephant ears will be toast next weekend. We got a frost coming, and they're gonna all fall down. We had a bunch of plants in here, a bunch of flowers. It's kind of pretty. Have a nice walkway down that pretty much designed for a golf cart. I think previous owners were a a little less mobile. So they installed the elevator and the walkway, golf cart thing down to the boathouse. So down here to the boathouse. This gate. So there's the canoe hanging up there, and we got the bass boat below it. It's a beautiful, crisp fall morning. Nice blue skies, no wind. You know, get up to maybe 70 degrees this afternoon. We'll go for a nice little ride up the creek. Check out some of the remote areas. They call it waterfalls, but it's more like a rapids at the end of the creek. So this is what the boathouse looks like. And let's see, this is up towards the main lake. It goes up a couple miles before we get to the main lake. It's got 300 miles of shoreline, 26 miles long. But so we got the hoist system working. So we got kind of a block and tackle that we put up here. And so it's pretty easy for one person to go ahead and raise the boat and lower it. It's got a little over 6 foot of clearance to the deck down below. And we'll just push it off the side, and then we'll go for a little boat ride this afternoon. We'll show you some of the fall colors and what the creek looks like. Main lake's a little big for the canoe. I don't know that we'll take it out there much at all, but the creek will be perfect. It goes up at least another mile or so to there's a couple of small waterfalls and then kind of some rapid area. So here's what the house looks like. It's a kind of colonial revival. I like it. It looks real old, but it's actually built in 2001, I guess. And then we can close up the curtain. It kind of keeps the stuff dry. Keeps them, well, at least won't do much for the canoe, but it'll keep the bass boat dry. Canoe's on the outside, and so that's why we have that other cover for the canoe. So we'll be able to keep the spiders out and the dust and the dirt and a lot of the water. It's under the roof, so it shouldn't get too much water. But anyway, beautiful day. Looking forward to taking the canoe out and going up towards the end of the creek.